Welcome back to Xavier's World. How are you guys doing today on this beautiful, blessed day? I just want to put a disclaimer out there that these are my words, my opinions, my thoughts, and my feelings. This is what I feel and what I think and what I want to say. I have been seeing around on YouTube that there are people talking about these. Oh gosh, I can't remember the exact name, but if I say it wrong, I'm sorry, but you guys got to understand what I'm saying. Is the Happy Critter Trails cage or whatever, I think that's what it's called. If I butchered it wrong or said it wrong, I apologize in advance, but you guys understand what cages I'm talking about. That Petco and PetSmart and other pet stores sell them, I think. But this is, again, my opinions and my thoughts and my feelings on them. I don't think there's anything wrong with those cages as long as you're using that cage to either transport your hamster, like if you're moving, you take your hamster to the vet. If you're going to be staying at your family's for a couple of days, or you're going to be staying at a friend's house for a couple of days, you know, stuff like that. That's what you use them for. I would not recommend those cages for their permanent home. I do not accept that. I think that's wrong. But using them to transport your hamster is perfectly fine because I have one. I do have 40-gallon terrarium tanks. I know a lot of people are going to say those are for fishes or reptiles. Yes, they're made for fishes and reptiles. But there's groups that I'm in that they have said that they're perfectly fine, they're safe. There's lots of people who use them as their hamster's permanent home. Some use the Rubbermaid containers, some use wire cages. So either way, what you do for your hamster is your choice in your business. But I just feel that people should not attack other people just because that's the cage that they use for their hamster. You know, you don't know their situation until you walk in their shoes. Sometimes maybe some of them can't afford the tanks, or they can't afford to buy the Rubbermaids and have to customize them. You know, that does take a lot of time and money to make them. And I know people will say that, oh, it's real easy. It only cost me like, $10 to do it. Yeah, but you got to understand, if people know how to do it and have the time to do it, and sometimes people today don't have time to sit there and customize their tanks or their little bins. But some of them use the cages as a temporary home until they can afford to purchase a better home for their little critter. But I've heard too that if you do have a wire cage, that some people recommend that you take your hamster out, for like 20 minutes a day, let them run around and play. If you have them in a ball or a little playpen or some other kind of thing that you can let them get their energy out. And then that's perfectly fine because, I've seen a lot of people do that. But there's nothing wrong with people doing that unless, they're trying to save up and get a better home for their hamster. But, that's just my opinion and what I think and what I feel about it. Another thing is, I know a lot of people say with the terrarium tanks that you cannot build onto them. A lot of people are misinformed on that because you can build on, like you can build onto the Rubbermaid containers. You can build onto those. You can build onto cages. You could also build onto the tanks. There are cages that you can clip onto the side of your tank or onto the top of your tank, and you can have these little tubes that run up and they can climb up and get inside to the other thing. You can put a tank on top, another tank on top of yours, and have a tube that runs along the side. You can build onto your tank however you want, just like with any other container out there. But with my tanks, I don't see the need to build onto them. I don't know, maybe in the future, maybe, but for right now, I don't think so. I think my tank is perfectly the right requirements for the hamsters. I have been approved by big YouTubers that I follow and groups that I'm in, that they say that I meet the requirements for the right size for my hamsters. My hamsters are perfectly healthy. They're happy. They're content. They have a lot of space. They have a lot of things in their tanks to keep them stimulated and happy. And keep them active. And I do take them out for 20 minutes a day. Sorry, 20 times a day. 20 minutes a day. And I let them run around in their ball. And I also do have a playpen that is it's a little gate that goes around that you can put your little hamster or a guinea pig or something like that, or a rabbit, that you can put in there, and then they can just kind of run around and get their energy. But I wouldn't recommend leaving them unattended because they will climb out. Mine have figured that out. But you know, I put stuff in there for them to play with and stuff like that. So, you know, I get them out and they get their exercise, and then I put them back in their tank. Another thing I see too is that there's a lot of YouTubers that are trying to get people to sign these petitions to stop and ban Petco and PetSmart to stop selling these cages. Now, I'm just going to say, in my opinion, you're not going to stop PetSmart and you're not going to stop Petco from selling these cages, no matter how many people you get to sign your petition. They're not going to pass up an opportunity to make money. If I owned a pet store, I would sell them because I would make money. And, you know, if I look at it like, if you don't like those cages and you think they're bad and they're evil and they're wrong, then all you have to do is just walk away, leave them, and go find something else. But doing all this petition, trying to sign to get people to stop selling them, it's not going to work. Just, if you don't like them, just don't buy them. Walk away. Just move on and find something else. That's easy to do. You know, so that's my opinion, how I feel about that. I mean, if there's something there that I don't like, I just don't go near it. I just go to something else. So yeah, I mean, that's just, again, how I feel. So you're not going to stop Petco, PetSmart to stop selling them. But, you know, as long as your hamster is healthy and it's being taken care of and you're feeding it properly and it's getting the stuff that it needs, that's all that matters. And my hamsters are perfectly happy. They're healthy. They get lots of love, lots of treats, lots of good food, and they get a lot of playtime. Right now, as a matter of fact, all of them are sleeping. They don't usually get up till about like 9, 10 o'clock my time. That's when they wake up. And then they're full of energy. But yeah, that's just my opinion, guys. I just wanted to share with you guys about the hamsters. Yeah. Oh, and then the other thing is, I don't know if I said this already in the video or not. I don't remember. But there's people saying that there's a law about your hamsters, that if you don't meet the requirements for your hamsters, that the law will step in and not sell that hamster to you or take your hamster. Now, I did ask professionals, and I did ask big YouTubers, and I've asked people in the group, and I've asked my other friends that I've known that do have hamsters, and they all said they've never heard of that law here in the States. But there is a law in Switzerland, and I think the other one is New Zealand, I think is what it's called. I think is the other country. I'm not quite sure, but I think it is, that they are very strict. Those countries are very strict on their laws about the cages and stuff like that, that they will step in and they will not sell you the hamster, or they will take your hamster away if you do not meet the requirements. Now, that's the laws there. Now, here in America, there are no laws here. So, yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there. But I did ask professionals and they all said they've never heard that here in America, but there is laws that are in other countries that are very strict about their animal codes and laws. So that, you guys can look that up online. But yeah, again, these are just my opinions and my thoughts of how I feel about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, hit that bell so you'll be notified. And if you have any questions or any comments, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. And as always, remember, God does love you.